name is Kaylee Chapman, and I am so excited to be here to share this free gift with you. I have 3 quick tips that you can do right now to bring yourself out of a dull, sluggish feeling sort of day into a more vibrant, radiant self. You ready? Here we go. Number 1, take a deep breath. So I'm going to walk you through this with me to see what I'm talking about. So most of the time, did you know that we only breathe 1/6 of our breathing capacity? Most of the time that's because we're all go, 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 hustle and bustle, running here and there throughout our day, that we end up breathing really quickly and very shallowly. So let's try to do a nice deep inhale. So real quick, place your hands on your belly and notice that when you take an inhale, your belly rises into your palms. And then when you bring your hands to your side waist where your rib cage is, inhale and notice your ribs expand. And then on the exhale, they contract back to center. And then if you can, either place your hands on your back or notice if you're sitting against a chair or a couch or something, notice when you take an inhale, you can even breathe into the back body. So now you can remove your hands and imagine on your next inhale that you could touch all spaces as if your hands were still there. So drink in a nice, long, comfortable inhale, about 4 or 5 counts. And then one more time on the inhale, drink in and inhale about 4 or 5 counts. And then on the exhale, allow your teeth and your lips to gently part. And with a sound, let all of the air out, long, 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 even more than you think you can. That is getting rid of that old, stale air that's been sitting in you that turns into negative energy. This time on your next inhale, see if you can allow it to be about 1 count longer. And then on your exhale, this time, close the mouth, exhale through the nose. So it'll be something like this. Moving towards a more even breath pace now. One more inhale. And then slowly exhale all of the air out. Release control of the breath and allow your breath just to happen naturally again. So why does this matter? In yoga, we learn about prana. And prana is life force. It's energy. It's a whole lot more that we could get into in another video. But basically, by breathing intentionally, you're inviting more of this prana, more of this life force, this positivity to enter into your being and fulfill you from the inside out. This is why when we purposely breathe deeply, we begin to feel more alive, more full of life. Awesome. Number 2, smile. Even when you don't feel like it, yes, if you are wanting to switch the attitude from dull to vibrant, this step is crucial. So pull out your cell phone or some sort of timer, set it on 1 minute. Stare yourself in the mirror, better yet, get a roommate or a spouse or a child to do this with you and simply make yourself smile until the timer goes off. And at first it might look like this. Or something really forced and awkward, and it might feel really weird and you might think this is crazy. Yes, yes, and yes. However, sometimes simply by wearing the expression on our face that we want to feel, it's like the whole body will then begin to follow along and see that that's where you're going. So try it with me just for a few seconds. I hope you're smiling back at me. Here we go. Okay, and by now I hope you're giggling. If not, I'm glad you tried it. You can try something else next time. But again, it's creating that feeling tone that you want to have in yourself. Number 3, change the channel. So what I mean by this is like you were watching TV or something and you all of a sudden didn't like the show that you were watching. what would you do? You would change the channel to something else that you did want to watch. We can do this also with our minds. In fact, in the Yoga Sutras, my used book here, it talks about it in Sutra 2.33. Talks about Praktipakshavāvanam. That's Sanskrit. I try my best. We don't need to be Sanskrit experts here. But essentially what it's saying is when we're disturbed by our negative thoughts, an opposite or positive one should be thought of instead. So does this mean when we have negative thoughts, we're doomed as yogis? No, that would be very unhuman of you. It's totally natural to have negative thoughts. In fact, our brains are more magnetic to them. We need to train our minds to focus on more of the positive. So for example, say you're driving in traffic and some guy cuts you off and, now you're yelling at him, your hands are in the air, you're cussing at him, you fill in the blank of what your thing is. Basically, your blood is boiling, maybe your coffee spills, and now you're late for work. Okay, so in this scenario, you are disturbed by your negative thoughts. Your body is physically having a reaction. So one thing that we can do to bring back that calm peace of mind is by practicing Praktipakshavāvanam. Change the channel. That doesn't mean that you all of a sudden have to want to befriend this person who just cut you off in traffic, but maybe you notice there's beautiful wildflowers on the side of the road. Or maybe you notice that there's a super cute baby in the car next to you who's smiling at you. Or you think of your best friend or, positive experience that happened earlier in your week. Anything, any other thought that is positive, and notice how you feel. Notice how your whole feeling tone in your mind will start to switch, and that will get you out of that disturbed negative thought pattern. So once again, to bring you out of your dull day and into more radiant living is breathing deeply, wear a smile, and change the channel to get out of those negative thoughts that keep happening and switch it to a positive one. Thank you again so much for watching. In light and love, namaste.